my broadcast this video, going to continue the story of the Red Mage, traced in blood. Okay, let's do this. Are you ready to depart? The journey I have in mind will take us into the mountains of Galibrena, where we will visit the ziggurat built by the Red Mages of Eld. Lombard and I once explored those ancient ruins, searching for knowledge of the first incarnation of magic, and that was before we met Kirkus and joined the revolution. Before I realized the manner of forbidden wisdom of which Lombard had been truly seeking, the Everest itself has now begun overrun by Corian, but a thorough expedition should still unearth something of value. Mayhaps even the secrets behind Liber's court transformation. My friend, I must ask you remain here and continue convalidation and no spellcasting. Not even a lick of flame to light a candle in your weakened state. We know not how suddenly the hunger might return. Yes, of course, just the thought of what might happen is enough to make me feel ill. I'll be fine in my sick bed, but what of you two? Are you really going to travel all the way to Galabrena just for... What would you do if the pushes were reversed? If Kimiko were afflicted by a condition, and you knew a cure might be found beyond the mountains? What? Why, I would be out the door in a moment. Oh, thank you, Aya. That you would respond so emphatically is the reason we have no qualm about doing the same for you. Aya's work is so hard to master her skills, and I imagine it will be hard to refrain from training for a while, but she must recover from her exhaustion first before naught else. Come, Kingo. The exhilarate awaits. Rest well, Arya. We shall return as swiftly as we are able. To the peaks! I believe, yes, the peaks. Because that's where that tower thing is. Oh, I should have just looked in the map. Blindly going where no man has gone before. Well, where I haven't gone before. I'm not the first to be a red mage. Or do the red mage story. But I will do everything in my power to show you the story, and hopefully you're having a good time. Watching them. Let's see here. Down here. Yeah, I see you now. What's up, brah? Let's begin our expedition, shall we? Be on the lookout for stone tablets bearing the historians of the Red. Did I mention that it was our fair forebears in the art who constructed the ziggurat? It was built in suppressed unstable weather and was whipped up in the wake of the era's calamity, a sort of dampening weight that showed the land's raging currents and ether in a trickle. In time, however, the ziggurat also became a library. Those successive generations of red mages enshrined the stories and their secrets. 'Tis a shame that so many of their precious slates have since been lost to plunderers or simply worn down by the rapids of time. As such, I do not expect to find a full exact record of Lombard's ghastly rites, but at the very least we should discover hints of what the transformation ritual entails. You take one look way, I'll take the other, and we'll both take care not to fall prey to Korean bandits. Hopefully not. That's one. Stone tablets of the red. The red. Where this one is, probably on top. What my guess is. Guesstimation. Yep. Found 3 tablets. The old tomcat. How did you fare? I discovered numbers of tablets myself, which, while positively fascinating, offered little to no on the subject of occult rituals. Oh, if I'm reading this one correctly, you may have found exactly what we were looking for. It appears to be the records from the time before red magic was unrefined as a destructive discipline. The passage described is right by which one can make a pact with a void scent and ingest its blood in exchange for supernatural power. Even amongst their kin, certain creatures of the void harbored a vigorous appetite for living ether. Limbard must have acquired the ability to siphon his victim's life force from one such fiend. The practice in question is said to have started with a family of Marchi sorcerers who lived in the area preceding the Sixth Umbral Calamity for red mages. Those arts draw so heavily upon their own ether. There is an obvious, if distasteful, advantage to stealing a foe's life energy. And if one can employ such energies to fortify the sustain one's own form, as Lumber did, then one can even wield magics beyond the limitations of ordinary mortals. Not surprisingly, however, its tendency results in ether-starved madmen led to the rites being declared a forbidden art. There's more. Some mention of a alchemical concoction that would serve to sate the hunger for ether when living prey was unavailable. And the helpful scribe has even included the method for its preparation. Aya's transformation has strikingly similar to a little bit. Surely this concoction would prove effective at curbing her condition as well. Let's see here. It seems the main ingredient is a chunk of semi-crystallized ether, which is substantial, could be drawn from the core of etherite, and I'm thinking the bigger the better. If I recall correctly, there is Ankh Uthora to be found to the east, in the vicinity of the Sleeping Stones. Pray find yourself one of the larger specimens and procure an etherite heart. Once you have what we need, we can rendezvous in the hamlet of Galaha. I shall busy myself collecting the other ingredients. It's hard to see. It's just the way the screen is. Oh, look at that lookout spot. I'm probably guessing you need 15. Can I just fly over that? I can. Cool. Quick and simple. Just like I like it. Were you able to procure the suitable core? Massive rare core. Ah yes, this will do nicely. Enough to create a decent sized dose. At any rate. Gathered together the other ingredients, so all that's left to do is deliver them into the hands of an experienced alchemist. Ah, but I must be wondering where we are. Why don't we go ahead and to Ildershire and avail her of our progress? I'll meet you there as soon as I'm finished haggling with the potion mixture and all the... Potion seller! Potion seller! But potion seller! I kind of want to start doing alchemy too later. No, I meant run. Yeah. A kind of potion, and its purpose is to help with the hunger. That will be one less worry then. Do you think we'll be back soon? I can't even, I'm probably not saying this thing back. It's like, we'll be back soon. I have returned. Pray drink this concoction, and I shall tell you of our discoveries of Galabrina. Ah, by the gods! The taste was not exactly pleasant, but I already feel much recovered. It's as if the cool stream of water was poured on the fire in my chest. I don't know how to thank you. Your smile is the finest reward we could ask for, but I ask that you do not become complacent. The tonic is merely meant to help replenish your depleted ether. will not it will it will do not to undo the undefying affliction. I understand. If I exhaust my mana again, I'll be back where I was, a savage controlled by hunger, which means I should still give up on training for now. For now. So, to think Elberts infused me with voice and blood while I was held captive. According to what I found in the Yellow Jackets indecent records, as the spawn of time that elapsed between your kidnapping and subsequent rescue was not terribly long, and for much of your ordeal you were shut inside a box. It seems unlikely that there was sufficient opportunity to perform a highly complicated and dangerous ritual. No, but we must look elsewhere for the truth behind your condition. You must let me help you. If it allows me to begin practicing magic again, even one day earlier, it is torture watching the moments pass, wasting time I could be using to catch up to you. You'll get there. You'll never catch me. Oh, certainly, you could be such an ass. You could be the most ass if you really wanted. But, I guess to strive her. I'll certainly try, though I'm not sure what help I'll be. I think we'll have our suffering friend dissolve into the skulls for us. The Solarians have left behind a level mountain of lore, though which we can dig for answers. Kimiko, I shall leave you to your training. After all, you must give Aya an ever-growing peak to look up to. Trace and Blood complete. Thank you for watching my broadcast this last video. I'll catch you both just later. Peace and stay funky.